Okay, great. Hello, everyone. We have Rohan with us. He is our SAP TM consultant who will be giving the demo today on S4 HANA. And Rohan will be giving his brief introduction about himself and about his experience. So let's start with his introduction. And if you guys want to give some introduction about yourself, then you guys are most welcome to do that. So, Rohan, I'm giving you the controls. We can start up the demo session. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Sanat. Thank you for your uh, good start. Let me introduce you all to myself. My name is Rohan Jain, and I've been into TM space for more than around 14 years right now. Starting from 9.1 version of TM, I've been associated with TM around a decade back, and since along with that, I've been working into TM with various modules and versions up till now. I've worked on to a couple of implementations, rollout, migration, support. More or less, I've touched each and every space where TM could reach and to which space TM can get into. And I've been into training environment for around more than 8 years right now currently. Introducing you people to that new world of TM and training them into transportation management and the logistics space particularly. This is something the brief background about myself. Maybe if you guys can come up with your introduction, maybe that will be good. Maybe I can see only attendees over there. Uh, Maybe guys able to hear me?
Yeah, Rohan, I can hear
Hello.
you.
Okay, great. Maybe you can you introduce yourself maybe so that I get to know the background, the audience maybe around here, so it'll be much better.
Yeah, Rohan, Karthik this side. So I have 3 years of experience. Is in SCM. So I have started working in MM. After that, dropped into EWM. Both of like 1 years of experience and EWM 2 years of experience. So total I have
Hmm.
3 years. So I want
Okay.
to explore in TM now.
Okay. Good. Good. Thank you, Karthik.
Hi
Yeah.
Rohan, it's Dhanendra Khatri. Am I audible?
Yes, Dhanendra, you are audible.
Yeah. So actually, Rohan, I have been in logistics sector for last 8-9 years. I have worked with the different companies such as Duda, DHL, and Gati,
Okay.
and currently I'm working with Reliance. So I have a question also. So
Mm-hmm.
thing is that actually whatever experience I have in terms of transportation and SAP is of end mile user. Okay. So in
Okay.
Reliance I've been using this SAP TM for like 2 years, but as an
Good.
end mile end mile user only. So I don't have
Right.
experience of any other
On the
module itself.
configuration.
Yeah.
Correct. On the
So
configuration
can I
part,
learn
on
it
the
or
technical
do,
perspective.
so can I learn it or do I need to learn something else before doing it?
No worries, you can definitely learn on that part. So there is no since that is a very beneficial side of yours that you have been already been into the visibility and the user face level understanding that you already have. So that will be a very plus advantage to you. But yes, definitely you can leap on to the functional aspect also once we get into the training part.
Yeah,
So that will
because
be
actually na,
a bit.
I saw one or two videos on YouTube. So there are some things like in some videos someone told that you must be knowing somewhat about SAP SN,
SD.
SAP SD, and SAP
Hmm.
EWM. So
No, that is
there
not
is
needed.
where I lack. Yeah.
No
Okay.
worries, because if I can tell you, I started my career into TM directly without any subject knowledge into any other, that is SAP module. Okay, so but definitely it is not a big criteria that you need to have some prerequisite, but yes, it will be good to have because you have that background. But it is not a mandate part. But the only plus thing that you have is you already have an TM user and end user experience, so that is more than enough, I think.
Okay. Yeah. And I do also have practical knowledge of the ground scenarios. So
That is very
I
good.
think, yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ranj. Okay, maybe.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Rohan. This is Ashman. I'm from a non-SAP background. I'm working into QA
Okay.
for last 10 years or something. QA, project management, that kind of stuff. So I would like to
Mm-hmm.
shift to this SAP transportation management as a
Mm-hmm.
career. That's my actually purpose.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to
Okay.
go
But
through your demo and get back to you on that.
no worries, that is fine. But any specific reason why do you want to get into TM? Probably, maybe just
Because
curious.
of the advent of AI, automation coming in, the testing may be automated very soon. There may be a
Okay.
software that may take over
Okay.
this kind of job role, and functional
Okay.
consultants is something that I think AI cannot replace that easily.
Okay.
If
Okay.
uh, I'm not wrong on that.
That is fine. That is fine. No worries. Definitely, we can get down to that part. But thank you, Anshuman. So maybe
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
I think we have three more participants.
Good evening, Rohan. This is
Yeah.
Srikanth.
Hi, Shrikant.
Uh, yeah, actually, I'm working as an SAP EWM functional consultant since last 8 years, and
Mhm.
in an MNC, and I'm looking forward to learn as a TM consultant so that it will be a
Good
two more great.
combination.
It's a good
That will be good.
combination.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine. That is good.
so that's
Good,
that's
Shrikant.
thanks.
I think,
Hi Ron.
yeah. Hi.
Yeah, hi all. My name is Hafiz. I am basically I was working in an MNC as an tester, like into SAP only. So
Okay.
right now I have been promoted and I have moved my team from testing to functional spec, wherein I'll be working
Okay.
on sales and distribution and material management. These are my core
Great.
modules. So yeah, so TM is also an add-on advantage for that. So TM, like
Very
I have
correct.
an idea about TM is that we use it usually like basically for shipment purpose, if I'm
Right.
not wrong. Yeah, so I just want to
Right.
have an in-depth knowledge on that.
Okay. No worries. Thank you. Maybe I think we only have left with one. Maybe if you like would like to tell me.
Hi everyone, Gyan this side.
Hi
So
again.
I have a total around 10 years of experience in SAP, 4 years in ABAP and 6 years in SAP SD module. So currently I'm working
Okay.
in SD module only. So I just thought
Okay.
of adding add on TM module also. So this was the
Okay.
specific reason why I wanted to learn.
Okay. That is good side. So maybe so that is very good from all of you. Basically, we had a very good amount of audience having varied background, but more or less people are inclined towards SAP or have some SAP background. That is very good to know. So since we already have that pretty much background, so let me take you to what TM is actually and what all kind of content that we'll be covering as a part of our training session. Okay, so let me take you towards a PPT. Maybe let me share my screen. Let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so great. So as a part of our entire team curriculum, I'll be starting from very basic and very scratch. Okay, so it won't be any issue for anybody or anyone. Maybe if someone is coming from non-SAP background, or someone is coming from non-TM background or non-domain background, basically. So I'll be starting from very scratch. Maybe some of the terms that I'll be starting from the very first day will be different. Okay, so some of the terms you might be knowing. Okay, so I'll start from the very basic, very scratch, basically, to start up with the basic essential terms into the logistics industry, which are inclined towards SAP TM. Okay, so initial couple of sessions I'll be taking you through a couple of topics which will give you an overview of TM, what TM is, by talking about different kind of party logistics system we have at NTM, various kind of TM solutions which are available in the market, like, because SAP TM is not only the one solution which is there. Okay, you have Blue Yonder TMS, Oracle OTMS, you have Manhattan, you have lot many other companies which are there. Okay, it is not only SAP which is having that its product. Definitely SAP the market leader in TM space as well. Yes, you have that bigger umbrella, but yes, there are multiple products also. Apart from that, I'll introduce you then to TM, what TM is, how TM got evolved, what is the background of TM, and then I'll take you slowly into the TM system. Okay, so we'll be spending close to a couple of hours over this place in talking about what TM is and how TM got evolved. What is the history and background of TM? Then coming into TM, where you guys mostly be interested is basically the broad categories of cases that your TM will be covering. The first case is basically your shipper scenario. Shipper scenario is basically a scenario where a manufacturer is trying to manage the transportation on their own. Okay, and when I talk about a LSP based scenario, LSP based scenario is logistics service provider based scenario, where a manufacturer do not take care of transportation on its own, but he instead pass it on to some third party transporter company. For example, I talk about some Tata Steel as a company. Maybe Tata Steel might have outsourced its transportation activities to some company called as DHL or FedEx or Panalpina, Gati. I think we have one person from here. Okay, so there are two cases. Either Tata Steel can manage their own transportation if they have the capacity, they have the consultants, they have the software investment capability. You can install TM at their own end, and in that case, those are basically referred as a shipper scenario based case. When you are owning the transportation process, when you are outsourcing those processes from some XYZ companies, maybe those are referred as your LSP based cases. So I'm going to take you through both of the scenarios, that how it goes and looks TM from the both of the views. Okay. Now, coming down to what all broad categories are there as a part of basic pillars, if I would say in TM. Okay. Entire TM basically works into broad categories. The very first basic category is your master data. Master data is basically something that is a bedrock foundation for all the other transactional data that you are going to create, which is a one-time data. You are not going to create these data on a regular basis. One-time data, just like other SAP modules are having one-time data. You might have master data team, you might have a migration team to generate that data, or any sort of team. So you also have these set of data which are particular and specific to TM. For example, if I talk about as in transportation network, which consists of location, transportation lane, zone, trade lane, schedules, routes, multiple set of things to be particular. Okay, what is a resource? How an organization structure gets created? Definitely, our structure that you see in SD is something which is different over here in TM. Okay, but don't resonate that part. Okay, so there are a lot many things that you see over here which will be slightly different what you see in your regular ECC or SD section. Okay, but these all come under the something, a bigger header called as master data. This master data something contains also one another aspect called as charge management, contract management within itself. Okay. Now when I say charge management basically talks about how the charges gets calculated in your order. Okay. Now, there are multiple things to talk about, like what is a scale, what is a rate table, what is a calculation sheet, and how do these interact to each other? How do you draw these inferences in a single order? We'll talk about all these cases when we talk about these structures as a charge management, which is nothing but a part of one-time definition under the master data segment only. These charges are basically defined under something called as contract management, which is a kind of an agreement-based solution which is given to TM, where you have forwarding agreement, freight agreement, various kind of agreements are there. So you will be creating these agreements, and these are the sort of agreements which are created for a particular purpose. Okay, like for customer, you have a forwarding agreement. For carrier, you have a freight agreement. We'll talk about it in much more deeper detail once we get into the subject. Okay, so that is something you have it as a part of your entire thing. The four recursive processes that you are going to see is moreover inclined towards your order management, planning, execution, and the settlement part. Now, when I say order management is particularly specific to how your order gets generated or created in the TM system. Okay, how an order gets created? Now, just like now, I took an example of Tata Steel. Okay, so when I say Tata Steel, sorry, no, when I say talk about something called as Tata Steel, Tata Steel can create an order in the system that they have it. Okay, so either they can create these orders manually, okay, or they can create these orders via EDI, which is from an electronic way. Any of these ways ultimately will help you in creating the order in the system. That order is nothing but your coming under your order management. That talks about how an order gets created. Now, when I say how an order gets created, it basically talks about various kind of orders like air order, ocean order, rail, road, at a broader category to talk about. Now, if I talk about in an order management, simply if I would say in a layman term, okay, if I say in a layman term, it is simply an order that gets created in the system, no matter how it gets created. So it can be an automatic way or it can be a manual way. These order once they are created in your team system, these are actually went to the planning team. Now under the planning, you will be able to see lot many other stuffs. In fact, we are going to talk about lot all these stuffs during our session also. The ultimate, give me a second. Huh? The ultimate aim of the planning part is to take care of how an order gets planned. How means how thing has to be addressed. Suppose I received an order from Delhi to Mumbai. Okay. Now how an order can be transported? That is something which is being answered over here. Okay. Now when I say how it can be transported, it is something which is defined by the planning team that you have Delhi to Mumbai as in rail as a medium, road as a medium, air as a medium. Now which way, which mode to pick up? That is something the decision of a planning team. Ultimately, suppose planning team made a decision based upon these parameters like planning profile, freight unit building rule, selection profile, optimizer, and all these stuff. Ultimately, it will be proceeding further with an execution part uh, where the order will be planned and will be moved to the execution team. Now your execution team will be responsible for really executing the orders at the ground level. That means suppose they receive an update that yes, this order has to go from Delhi to Mumbai via road, via truck. So the execution team is going to find out that which truck, how many, which category or capacity of truck, whether you already have a space or you have to find out the carrier. So which talks about basically how your carrier gets selected, tendering process, freight order, freight booking, all these other aspect comes into picture in that case. Okay, and that is where your execution comes into picture. Now when I say execution basically is a step which is mostly which can be an third party based negotiated transportation process or it can be within that particular company itself. Ultimate aim is to drive that particular order from Delhi till Mumbai and deliver to the consignee side, which will be further moved into the settlement part. So there are a couple of types of settlement that we'll be talking about, out of which we'll be going with these two, like forwarding and freight settlement. So we'll talk about these four core recursive processes in a broader way. And this is where your entire team basically stands on the entire process to talk about. Okay. And to facilitate this particular ask, I'll be taking an example from a broad category that I have specified as in shipper scenario or an LSP scenario over there in the system as well. This is something which you definitely are going to know as an end user perspective and also as a functional consultant perspective, even as a configuration perspective as well. And to understand that part, you need to be particularly thorough with the integration aspect. Because in the real time, your TM might be integrated with lot many other systems. And there could be certain data which can be coming in from XYZ system to TM system. So at least all those integration which are lying there inside TM side, you should be knowing that. Definitely to understand the complete integration, you need the other system also. But yes, whatever is coming as a part of TM system, I'm going to take you through and I'll let you through each and every integration aspect. Like TM is integrated with your event management, EWM, GTS, SD, ECC, other set of stuff. So all those touch nodes I'm going to take care. Apart from this, I'm also going to take you through each and every SPR node which are there as a part of your TM system aspect. Because in the real time, you are never going to work on the entire all the SPR nodes. Okay, it is always a selective SPR node that you are going to work upon. But as a training, I'll be taking you through each and every SPR node and their complete meaning from the system perspective. How does that look like? And that is where your end-to-end integration or collab configuration comes into picture. Apart from this, I'll also take you through additional topic which is not a part of TA, but you'll also be able to see that part that is called as collaboration portal. Collaboration portal is basically a end-to-end cycle which you will be able to see from a carrier perspective because ultimately the thing will be driven by the carrier people. Okay, so collaboration portal is basically a web UI solution given by SAP itself, and SAP actually will be providing all these details and giving it to the carrier because ultimately you have lot many carriers available in the market like rail, road, air, ocean, and that too with the regional, local, national level carriers. So that has to be pretty much segregated into the market, and probably that has to go in that way. So it will be particularly working in that direction, and this is not only the one of the tool. You have plenty of tools available in the market. It can be custom tool or it can be some transporian or any other tool which is available which can be helpful for the carrier to simulate the information. Apart from this, I'll be also blending a small hand holding part of technical aspect also, which is not a necessary part. Even if you're not getting it, that is okay. That is just for a plus one factor just for you. Even if you not get it, that is fine. But yes, if you are definitely interested, maybe you'll be able to get it into a new role, maybe like a functional consultant or a techno-functional role as well. And apart from that, I'll also take you through the kind of case, real-time studies, and what I have gone through as in my experience, and a small enhancements that can help you out based upon your requirement. So this is something that I'll take you through as a part of entire curriculum, which is just a part A to talk about. So before I get into the TM system, I would like you to have uh, a chance to, maybe if you have any, you guys have any questions, maybe you can let me know so that I can take you into the system just to demonstrate a small aspect of how do you see and go ahead and create a shipper scenario. Okay, maybe then we are good to go. So to talk about further, let me talk about how a shipper scenario looks in TM. Okay, or what is a shipper scenario? So as I said, shipper scenario is a scenario where a manufacturer is actually interacting to the carrier directly, or he's the one who is going to manage the transportation on its own. If I talk about any manufacturer like Tata Steel, as I took an example of, he's the one who is going to take care of the transportation. So TM is installed at the Tata Steel site, where they are actually interacting to multiple carrier. Now it can be rail, road, air, ocean, any kind of carrier that you have it in. So this is something which is depicted as a part of your personality. Now, when I talk about the shipper scenario, Tata Steel guy is interacting to the carrier directly. So generally, the process starts with a sales order over here. Okay, this sales order, which gets created in your ECC side, moves into PM as in freight unit. I'm particularly talking about your S4 system. So in TM, it comes as a freight unit. With respect to these freight units, you are going to create something called as a carrier based order, which is called as a freight order. So you are going to communicate this customer order to the carrier order with a certain order that you are going to place it to the carrier called as freight order. And ultimately that goes in the part of your settlement, for which you are going to create the freight settlement document, where you are going to settle and pay up your carriers. So ultimately, if I talk about the broad categories of TM, this talks about your order management, this talks about your planning, this is your real-time execution document, and this is your settlement document. So if you can see that, same mapping goes over here with those steps. Okay. Now, so before I get into system, this is how it looks like. Okay. So generally, I'm not going to create the entire step, but yes, at least to give you a glimpse how it looks like, you should be pretty much good enough to understand. So ultimately, you have to create a sales order. So I think most of the people over here at least are aware of what a sales order is. Okay. So sales order is basically a customer's selling order or order onto which your transportation is dependent. So you'll be given a server like Expo server like this, where you can log in into the server and you can probably get into that part. Okay. So more or less, you can create a sales order from VA01. Okay. So I've already created just right now. So order that talks about the entire order. Okay, so there are certain things that you should be knowing. The major configuration or integration that comes into this place, that is coming in from your ECC side to TM side, how it comes. So majorly it comes based upon three configurations, which definitely I'm going to talk about once we get into the session. So based upon these three configurations which are lying there in the TM system, your ECC based document as in sales order will move into TM order It went to TM system as a Fred unit. And the moment it comes into TM system as a Fred unit, you'll be able to see one tab over here called as TM status tab, which usually it will not appear in any of your sales order until and unless that sales order type or the document type is having certain sales order integration with your TM part. Then only this TM status tab is going to appear, and once it appears, probably you are going to see in the document flow that yes, your freight unit is actually generated. And as I said, this is dependent upon your configuration over here. So due to these three configurations, these will be coming up as a part of your support. So once it gets into TM system, it comes as in freight unit like 56102. This 56102 is basically a freight unit number that you need to search it, because this is something is an ECC side, right? So in S4, will be having a tile which will be giving it out over here. Okay, all these tiles are basically mentioned over this place. Okay, so you'll be having all these tiles starting from your order management. Okay, this is how your S4 looks like. Maybe for the people who have not been to S4 side, so this is your order management perspective. This is your logistics integration. This is your planning side. This is your settlement tab. This is your master data set tab. So all these are the pretty much kind of objects that you are already aware of. Okay, so all these are nothing but your segments. Okay, these are the very basic and crucial aspect. So with respect to the same process line, they also have prepared a tab wise structure so that you don't need to get down into any confusion. Okay, now coming back to the same point, you need to find out your freight unit over here 56102. So maybe you can find it out under your planning part, because that is a planning aspect that comes into picture over here. Okay, this is a planning part. So you need to get down and find out your planning. Under the planning, you'll be having your freight unit. Okay, so okay, so probably you have all these freight units which are available. So what we are looking for is, we are looking for this guy 102 56102 56102. Okay, let me check if we have any filters. Just let me put up this as a search. 56102. Okay, so this should be coming up definitely. If you have those configuration aligned, definitely your freight unit should have been coming up over this side. And based upon this particular freight unit, you are going to create a freight order. And that is where I'll talk about once we get into the actual transportation process, how we are going to create it. But just to tell you how it gets integrated, you should be able to see right now with respect to this one, sales order. Okay, you have your respective freight unit which is defined over here. Okay, and definitely this freight unit is something which will be proceeded further to create your respective freight order, which is an actual order that you'll be passing to the same carrier, and that carrier is going to transport this freight unit. Freight unit is nothing but an item which it contains, okay, which are needed to be transported. These will be transported from the freight order, and definitely once your freight order gets executed, you'll be proceeding further with the settlement part. So that is where it goes further as a part of crux, just to give you an understanding how your basic case works into. So you guys will be giving up the system access and credentials at your end so that you guys can work along and you can see those details over here. Okay. So that is something is all from my end. Maybe if you guys have any queries or questions, you can definitely come up and let me know.
So, Rohan, you said that freight unit is the item only, right? Whatever I need to ship. And what is freight order?
It is a carrier based order. So this order is basically an execution document that I'll be sharing it with my carrier.
Like delivery challan, something like that.
No, no, not delivery challan. Delivery challan is something which is different.
Okay.
Okay. Delivery challan might not have that much level of information which an order will be having inside it, because that is an actual order which will be passed on to the carrier. So delivery challan might only have information with respect to the item that he is going to deliver, not that entire thing. That is the reason.
So like invoice or something like that. So matlab, it should have all the information of the order which is delivering, right?
Yes. So when I talk about your freight order will be containing the entire set of details like who is the carrier, which kind of truck you are driving in, capacity of that truck, whether it is 90% occupied, is overloaded truck, whether you want to have a check on that truck, whether you can accommodate two orders in that truck. Like basically the complete order which is respective from a carrier perspective to be particular.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay. So maybe delivery challenge might not have all these level of information because it is only meant for the delivery of your goods. So it might not have that much level of information. But yes,
Like
when
we
an
are
order
using
gets passed
transport
on to,
plan, like we are using transport TCs, where all the information of the product as well the vehicle carrier, everything is mentioned. Driver.
right, basically not the TC I would say, because TC is something again is a different level of document. Okay. So I might not have, I cannot say that this is the same as TC. Yeah. But yeah, it is a much more precise level order which will be given a master document to the carrier. That everything depends on that document only for him.
Got it, got it.
Okay. So anybody, any else would like to ask something or have any thoughts? And yes, one more important thing, maybe you guys can come up with your own slots and come up with Sana and team over there, and maybe you guys can reach out to the team at any point of time. Okay, so the sessions are pretty much flexible, and it is close to around 30 hour session that we are going to go with. It is not hardline with 30 hours, but it depends how we go further and how do we cover the subject. It might extend, it might be wrapped up before as well, but depends how your understanding is, because I don't get into that mode. I just need to wrap up and move on. So I would like to spend the time mostly. That is the reason it might vary. So yeah, but roughly if you go with the normal pace, normal understanding, it can go up till 30 hours. And the sessions are pretty much flexible. So you guys can come up with your own slots. Maybe the team can coordinate with me and we can connect on that particular slot. Okay, maybe you can go for an alternative day session, daily session, weekend session. Totally depends upon you how you want to take it up. Okay, and yeah, maybe you guys can let me know.
Yes, I have a small question here, Rohan. So this
Yes,
is
tell
like,
me.
since I am from a non-SAP background, I saw so many videos on YouTube. They say you should better to have
Correct,
a SD background or MM background to get this TM
correct.
correct. How is that true? Like, till what extent?
So
I mean, why
basically, if
why
I would
some people are giving that opinion?
see, the thing is, um, the screen that I showed you, right, the initial screen, okay, that sales order screen is basically an SD screen, okay. And I would say entirely in TM, SD only plays 5 to 10% of the part, okay. And what has happened is SD is basically a core module of SAP. So it is like everybody who is there in SAP, they might definitely would have been knowing SD, MM, FICO, because these are the three modules which are very core. And one whosoever has worked into SD might have also worked into MM and several other modules as well. Okay, so it is something kind of that. Okay, I have that fair amount of knowledge. Maybe yes, I can get into TM side because these things definitely at some point or the other time will be used. So that gives them an upper edge to get into that side of TM. But however, as a part of TM consultant, that is never a lookout that you guys should be taking care. Because wherever you'll be working, you will be having your SD team to take care of SD side aspects. Your each and every area's team will be different. So as a team consultant, you should be focusing more from the TM based processes and on the TM configuration perspective. Yes, more or less with the due course of time, maybe you will be able to see these screens like sales order, delivery, and other set of things, which will be a common term once you get into the subject line, even in your project also. In eventually, I also learn on the job only. So maybe it maybe yes, SD I might not know that much, but yes, TM definitely I am thorough with. So definitely you have your SD people over there, but more or less you need to be pretty much fluent in your stream. So I don't think that is a constraint, but yes, SD people have an advantage over here.
Okay, so this is having, I mean, somebody is saying he's from EWM, right? In this
Correct.
coaching call, and he wants to learn TM. So TM is not self-sufficient, or like we have to keep on adding something to this. What exactly is the scenario? Because how exactly this SAP market works, for example,
Okay.
mm,
So
if I'm like
TM is a
80,
standalone
80
module,
years overall experience, right? So what kind of
right?
transition I can expect?
Okay.
How I
So
can
TM is
upgrade
a
to
standalone module. Okay. So TM does not need any other module. Okay. To be frank. Okay. If you see from official definition by SAP also, they say that it is a standalone module which does not need any other module, unlike all these SD, MM, all these modules. They are more or less interdependent on each and every other. Okay. So that's the reason if a person into SD has to get into sometimes MM also, EHS also, and different other aspect also. But a person who is in TM does not need to be dependent until unless your TM is being deployed in certain work environment where your TM is integrated with various other modules. Like it is integrated with your GTS people, whether it is your EWM one that what you're talking about. So it totally depends on where you're deploying TM. However, as a mandate need, TM is a self-sufficient module which can take care of its needs separately without anything being integrated. But in the real time, you are actually working in your integrated cases only. Some information will be coming from event management, something will be coming from GTS, EWM, like that sort.
So what you suggest is that even if we don't have, SD background, we can, start from TM and eventually whatever is required, we will learn at the on job training, right?
Very correct, very correct. More or less, why? Because SD is something which has become a very common module these days. Everybody is a SD consultant. If you work in SD, it is not that much kind of a tough thing to talk about it. Which, if you consider, you can learn on your own also, even the sitting at the comfort of your home. Okay, so that is not a big deal, even to just kickstart your journey in SD. You not to become a perfect guy, but at least to become a novice player. So you can do that. Okay, and even in the job role, on job part, once you get into that side, you can, yes, actually based upon the project configuration and how your project is working in, you can get down and you can at least correlate. So that is not a difficult task.
And whatever we will require during this, training, you will, definitely help us, right?
Yeah, yeah, anything that comes into TM aspect, I'll be there to take care of that part.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so with this experience, I mean, I can go as a 3 year plus consultant, or what would be my like that kind of for example
Right.
that
So probably after this
expertise
training, I'll
levels.
be I'll be making you probably equip enough at least with a 2 to 3 years of experience person. Okay. Because 2 years is neither a fresher nor an experienced guy, and the expectation is also not that much. Okay. So that is something which will give you a chance to project yourself into the market. So you'll get along with that. Okay.
Okay, okay. So we can put it like after what kind of certifications we have to do for this, like to get you know interview calls. Any how many
Uh,
certifications are there for this?
yeah, there is only one certification which is available for TM, that
Hmm.
is S4 C 2020, that you have it. So that is a
Okay.
certification that you have at for an associate level certification. So that can be
Hmm.
easily be done.
Okay. So that can we clear it after your
Yes,
after
you
your
can,
training
but
program?
also along with that, you need to go through with your regular ebooks also. Why? Because this is something which will be only on a practical perspective that you'll be able to see. But yes, as a part of theoretical aspect, you also need to go through some theoretical questions also. So you need to get into that direction.
Okay, so you mean some PDFs you will be providing us, so we have to like that, or
Yeah, maybe the institute will be there. They'll be taking care, or what all content that I'll be taking care, I'll be providing it to us, to you guys.
oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So passing that certificate won't be. I mean, is it easy or like
No, it is not that easy.
not that easy? Okay,
Mm.
okay. Yeah, that's fine then. I mean, it will take an effort, or like, what do you mean? Like, we'll have some dumps or something. How do people clear SAP certificates here? Like,
Yeah, see, SAP dumps are always available anyway, so you can get that. But I don't know whether
okay.
these dumps, how much these are effective these days, because there is something which have been altered or changed by SAP as well to take care of that part. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe I am not exactly aware on that part.
Because in other technologies like Oracle and Microsoft, we have dumps,
Hmm.
and there are some kind of
Yeah,
things
you
happening.
have a complete Azure dumps which are correct.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know how this works here. Like,
You have it over here as well, I think so. But yeah, maybe I might not be the right person to take care of that.
okay, okay, fine then. So one more question, Rohan. Like, suppose I got a job as a 3 year consultant, right? In somehow, I got into job. Somehow, I get a situation where I cannot be able to do that, assignment or whatever thing is assigned to me. How, I mean, will you be there to help us, or like how it will work out? Like, any kind of
Yeah, so
support
I
system
think
is there?
you can check with Sana and team. I think that they will be the better one to decide upon that, whether it is going to be an
Okay,
on-job
okay.
support or how it has to be.
It depends on the team. They'll help us. That's what you are telling. You're just a trainer.
Yeah, right. Right.
Okay, okay,
So
fine,
it
fine.
depends.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, then I think you guys are pretty much uh, good audience. Maybe I think have a nice weekend and enjoy your day. Thank you.
So where can we decide our timings? Maybe because
Maybe, yeah, you can check with the team, I think.
yeah,
Mm,
because everyone needs to be aligned, na. That's why I'm asking.
right, right. So just check with them, come up with your 2 or 3 slots to them, give it to them. Maybe we can then realign. Okay.
Right.
Okay, then I think if all good, maybe we can proceed further.
So will there be class tomorrow?
No, I think you have to get in touch with the team over there. They
Right.
can, once you confirm them, maybe then only we can proceed further.
So is this a batch like program or a one-on-one training here? I don't
It goes with
understand.
both of the approaches,
Oh,
batch
okay.
as well, and it also goes with one-on-one. Moreover, since this looks like a single batch, maybe I'll be picking up from that part also.
I mean, batches is a better way to learn, I think, right? Because we have
Right,
doubts from everybody and we get a better perspective. And
very correct.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot. I mean, it was nice
Okay,
attending this
great.
session. Happy weekend. Happy weekend, everyone.
Okay, thank you all. Bye.
So we can come out with some kind of timing if all of you